3649.
Go ahead.
It's going to be on the eastbound lane side. He's already pulled through from the bridge.
Yeah, I'm passing Franklin now.
Stop right there. Morning, sir.
It's all about being sick to your stomach.
Well, we'll talk about that later. How about we just deal with the crash that we have here, and we'll go on from there.
Yeah, I heard talk
All
to the owner, stuff like that. Just watch the cars there, and the attention sign. It's first routed done. This is going on. Blame you, fireman.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's worry about all that here in a little bit. Do you have a ETA for the wrecker service that's going to be coming, or the replacement?
I didn't get a hold of them yet. I got to figure out who to call. I'm having a dispatcher help me with that.
Okay.
What town is this?
It's the city of Delaware.
Delaware. Okay.
43015. It helps them. You're on West Central or State Route 37.
Okay.
You'll be next to Central Storage, which is 357.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So for the time being, let's go ahead and start getting your paperwork together for me.
Yep.
Registration, whatever binder you have, all that, your driver's license and the proof of insurance. And I'll start getting my information together here. And we'll try and get you out of here as quickly as possible. From your, when you get in touch with your dispatcher, just find out what the ETA for any record service that's going to be required.
Yep.
So we can get you moving along.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Okay. 36 Delcom, break for Tennessee, trailer RP.
36, go ahead.
040305T. Repeating 040305 Tom.
You're fine.
.36 Delcom, break for the apportioned.
Go ahead.
Paul William Edward 7792, PWE 7792.
You're fine.
Let's see.
Yeah, I've truck drive all over here. I don't know what it is anymore.
I know, go ahead.
It's a sickening thing that happens. I'm very careful that just
You're fine.
pay attention to the signs. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well labeled throughout here. I'm not
It
trying to
is.
add insult to injury, but a lot of times,
you're
and
fine.
you tell me if I'm correct here, a lot of times what we hear is I was paying attention to my GPS
Yeah.
and the instructions that you were giving.
That's the problem with the truck GPS versus the car GPS. And
Yeah.
I look, I talked to another fellow trucks, and that's a pretty good route. And you just don't think of that. And you're like, okay, I go a lot of overpasses. God bless it.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah. That's why we have to be, like I said, the city's done a heck of a job trying to get as much
yeah,
alert
it's
systems.
my fault.
And
I'm not
yellow.
going to say it. No,
Yeah,
it's my fault.
It's a
so.
tough one. It is a tough one.
And,
All right, if I can grab a hold of that piece
Yep.
right there. You have a driver's license on you?
I got revoked. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, you know what, we'll deal with that too.
No, I'm just kidding.
Won't be the first time it happened. Thank you, sir.
All right, no problem. He's working on towing place now.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
As soon as all this out of the way, I'll move up right behind him so that way we can at least open up a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of good. Room. I
Yeah, they're able to get around.
get this off to the side, at least so we aren't getting flat.
Bragging on classical music and always pick up the tempo of your day. Compose yourself. Weekdays on Classical 101.
36.com, break for Noel and
WOSA 1011 Grove City, Columbus, and WOSA
Go ahead.
89. Suite of Norwegian peasant dances by Edvard Grieg. By Edvard Grieg, I must also say that who originally took folk tunes, Norwegian folk tunes, and wrote them up into a set of peasant
8-4, go ahead.
Edvard Grieg created
Yes, sir.
piano transcriptions
Okay.
from. Here's action and orchestration performed by the Royal Scottish National Orchestra. You have to hang there.
The big shards out of there.
yeah, that's pretty much all we have to do at this point in time. As long as traffic is able to move around
Yeah,
the vehicle, and it seems to be doing that way, we should be okay. If you want to just stick around unless another call comes up, at least in the meantime, we can just go ahead and just kind of monitor and make sure everything else.
All right, just tell me what you need.
Well, right now I'm just going to be calling all this stuff. He's working on getting his dispatcher to get the
Gotcha.
tow company. So it's at this point it's a waiting game.
All
The
right.
rest of it is me just trying to get all this information set, and he
Well,
knows.
stay put down there and
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah, if we think we need, well, obviously we're gonna probably have to stop traffic when the tow company gets
Right,
here,
right.
but that's about it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep. Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah, I'll be down there. Yep.
I'll be here.
Delta 45, check it.
I'm okay.
Okay. Delcom 84.
Okay.
Report of a suspicious person vehicle, Area 50 South Henry Street, break.
Okay.
A blue Toyota Holder, occupied by a white male in his 50s or 60s, who's tall. Break.
Yes.
This happened within the last 5 minutes. Caller concerned that the male was watching the children at the school at St. Mary. She doesn't know his direction of travel. Apparently, he initially came back walking from the woods.
Okay.
Delcom 4936, check it.
36, we're okay. You can cancel checks for now. Traffic seems to be moving smoothly around it.
You're clear. CSX was notified also.
You're clear, thank you.
Delcom 45, check it. You're clear.
A suite of Norwegian peasant dances by Valkyrie. Jonna Engeset led the Royal Scottish National Orchestra on Classical Level 1. Support comes from the Ohio State Bar Foundation, announcing the color of justice, racial inequities in the justice system, virtual symposium. Panel discussions around racial disparities and opportunities for change, featuring author and CNN host Laura Coates and other notable speakers on April 26th. Registration at osbf.org. Well, everyone needs a diversion once in a while, and there's no time like the present. American composer Lee Braden's diversions for wind content are fun and lovely, very gracious piece. 4 movements here. We'll hear a waltz in just a few minutes, a promenade, a gambol as a final movement as we begin with a greeting. This performance, the first recording of this piece by the BAME Quintet on Classical 101.
Yes, Mr. Eaton.
Yes. Oh, you're talking to me. They got Tops Towing on the way.
Tops Towing?
Yes.
What's their ETA? Did they tell you?
Not yet. I'm waiting on the owner to get hold of him.
Okay.
I'm surprised he's constant. That's why we have insurance, Gary. Calm down. You know, it's just nobody's hurt. I said, yeah, my pride's hurt.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know,
Have we had other semis right here do this?
all the time.
Really?
All the time. That's why they put in the alert system and
Yeah.
everything there to try and keep it from happening. It has helped for the most part.
Yeah, and I've zoomed in quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I talked to the others. Said, "No, it should be a good route." And you know, your mindset's like you drivers run through traffic, and all of a sudden, I seen the bridge last minute. I thought to myself, you know, I got a little cool there. I can't stop her on the dime. It's like, oh.
Where'd you turn off from to get on here?
What was that here? It was one. Let me think.
Have you been on 37 for a while?
Yes.
Okay, so as soon as you're
I came
coming,
from, I came from Kenton.
Okay, so as soon as you're coming down either direction, even off like 71, if you're coming down westbound,
Yeah.
as soon as you get off 71 or as I was 23, you start seeing the signs for 12'7" coming up that way, flashing signals, alternate routes to use, and then the same thing over here as far as Hillsmiller. I believe they start showing those, if not a little bit sooner, which would be somewhere in the area of
4-5.
South Section Line, I believe, is the roadway that
Interesting.
just before you're getting into the city.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean,
Do you think the bridge will need inspections and all that, or just,
CSX will come out eventually to do their own inspection. Generally speaking, because it's mostly aluminum that strikes it, it doesn't do any damage to the steel.
yeah?
But they still have to come out and take a look at it, and they do their annual inspections to ensure the integrity of the of the overbridge.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been here 22 years, and I can't remember a year that hasn't gone by that we haven't had at least one crash.
Yeah. It's just I'm taking it to heart because you know my first while I got a little over a year, and it's just been real odd. This one here just snuck up on me.
Yep. Yeah.
New route for me. I've never.
Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things, and I always try to tell the drivers too. So you know, you're going to get hard on the fine. You will be a citation issued in there, and I'll explain that to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
But and the best thing that I can tell you, especially with a lot of newer drivers, is you know, GPS great, but it's not going to give you all the signs that are coming up on you. Always got to keep it out and keep a watch out for those signs. And the same thing is just make sure that you're relaying back to your dispatchers and other drivers that have to come through here. If this is not going to be a regular route, let them know that there is a low bridge here, and you're going to have to start keeping the eye out for the signs. At least just you know, a little forward thinking from the driver into the company, so that way other drivers don't get caught up in a pinch like that.
So citations, how's that usually work with a truck driver?
You're from Ohio, so it's not going to be. It's just going to be a traffic citation that's considered the citation itself is for a city ordinance. Okay, and that's considered for respect to a low bridge. Okay, and this is specifically designed for 3 tiers: coming too close, coming in contact, and having to be you need assistance with police in order to back you out. In this case, this is the top tier because you made contact and you caused damage, and of course issues with the traffic control. So we're going to be doing that. That's a $1,000 fine.
And that comes out of my pocket pretty much?
Yes, sir. That goes to the driver. It goes to the driver. How the money comes out, that's dependent upon any negotiations you want to make with your employer, but it's the driver that gets the fine.
Is there any court appearance or no?
There is a court appearance, and you're welcome to challenge it. I believe there's I believe there is. I'll give you all the information as far as contact with the courts to make sure. I would suggest that if you're not going to challenge it, then you made contact with the clerk of court's office prior to the court date that's issued on it, and see if they'll be able to work out any kind of payment program with you.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's about the best that I can suggest. If not, then you will. If they say that you will have to appear on that court date, then just make sure you appear on that date.
Okay, it's definitely 1,000 then, or
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
song Diversions for Wind Quintet by American composer Lee Hoybe. You heard the Bain Quintet on Classical 101. If you listen to Classical 101 every day, consider becoming a sustaining member. You can use your checking account or a credit card to make a gift of $10, $15, or $20 a month. Sustaining members provide Classical 101 with stable, ongoing support that helps us bring you even more inspiring music. Make a sustaining gift today. Call or text the word GIVE to 866-485-1011 or visit WOSU.org. The Scottish poet James Macpherson published a cycle of poems of Ossian, the blind Scottish bard whose poems were steeped in Celtic lore. There's a lot of mystery and to an extent intrigue as well surrounding those poems. And early in his career, the Danish composer Jakob Gade was inspired by those poems to compose this orchestral work. Niels Gade's Echoes of Ossian, performed here by the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra. Jerzy Maximiuk conducting.
Telcom 59.
Yes.
He would like to speak to somebody other than the SRO about it. Do you want to talk to him on the phone?
If none of the light duty guys are available to follow as well.
Telcom 53.
5-3.
Can you speak the complaint on the phone, reference harassment?
Myself.
know if this is yours or not, but it was among some of the debris probably in the trailer.
Yeah.
Guessing it is.
Yeah. A little rusty. Been sitting there a while.
Yeah, it looks like it has been. Yeah, it looks like, yep, that's it. I'll just hand this back to you then.
Yeah, because they'll junk it now.
All righty. Let me hand that part back to you.
All right, thank you.
So, do you recall how fast you were traveling just before you struck the bridge?
It was a speed limit because I was behind cars. So
And what is the speed limit?
I believe it's 35.
Okay. You were wearing your seatbelt at the time?
Yeah.
No airbags were deployed. B&D Freight is your employer. 53 North Mutual Union Road, Cable, Ohio. All right. And they are the same carrier for the step what you're calling, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Alright, looks like that covers that part. Now the court does like to send out text messages if this is a cell phone number for you. Are you approve of that?
Yeah. The owner told me I probably should go to court. Sometimes they reduce. You just never know. So
That's something you could. That's always something you can do.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to challenge any part of the citation, the best thing to do is to actually go to the initial appearance on court.
Yeah.
Okay. I always put it. I have to check off the box that says mandatory court appearance. Okay.
Yeah.
It may not be a mandatory for you. I would suggest you contact the clerk of courts. Find out through them first. Okay. Now, if you believe that you might be able to get a reduction by appearing in court and addressing the court in person, that's something that you would still have to then appear in court for.
Okay.
However, if you're looking to just pay the fine as it is, then you can go ahead and contact the clerk of courts. If they're saying no, you can pay the waiver on it, then you can let the court know that you want to do that. You can pay it all at once, or ask the court to see if they can put you on a payment plan.
Gotcha.
Okay? They'll do payment plans, but they don't give it unless you ask. So that's why I like to let people know that, especially when it's a fine like this.
Sure.
All right, so everything else being the same, it is right now. The only thing that we're putting down here is the fine for operation with respect to a low bridge. And this is under 339.12. As I previously explained to you, it's because you actually made contact with the bridge itself, and that is the highest tier of the offense. Otherwise, everything else is clear here. The report number is also here. I can give you my business card with a separate crash number on the back of there, in case you need to give that to your employer. All right. Outside of that, the only thing that I will need from you is a signature there at the X on the sideways. The date of the initial appearance for the court date will be on the 14th. That's going to be a Friday morning at 8 a.m. But again, please make sure you contact the clerk of court's office prior to that. I always suggest between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 o'clock. They usually open their hours until 4:30, but the closer it is to 4:30, the less they answer their phones. Get to them before 4 o'clock and discuss what you are planning to do or what you'd like to do. If there's anything they can do for you over the phone, great, that works. If not, again, you might want to just consider appearing for the initial appearance. Initial appearance is just that. How do you plea? Here's what you're being charged with. How do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, no contest, and then it'll proceed further than that based on what you decide with the court. All right. Any questions about that? And that part back to you there. That's that part right there. It's a copy of the citation. This is some additional court information, including the clerk of court's number that's on there. All right, and any contact information and methods of payment are also on the back as well. All right, but again, I urge you contact the clerk of court's office first before you start following any of the instructions on the back there, just to make sure that you're all on the same page when it comes to this. Any questions about that part? Okay. Did you find out what the ETA was for the tow company?
They said it's 15 minutes out. So you should
Really?
be here in time.
That's incredible.
There was a tow truck on the way around the area, so that's what I was last told.
That is unheard of, and I appreciate that. Trust me.
We got connections with the towing company.
That's
so.
good. That's good. All right. So outside of that, looks like there's, I mean, in respect to what you're hauling there, at least there's not a lot of damage to that. So
Yeah. So what's going on too is we have another truck driver coming with another trailer.
Okay.
Preferably not go this way, but he's going to come around. They're going to take it off of here and load it onto that trailer, so
Okay.
that way they can get the transfer done.
All right. Are they going to need the road closed down to do that? Are they going to be using
Most likely
a forklift, probably?
Well, possibly. I'll have to see what they got. I don't know how they're going to get it up on here because it's skidded, so or up on the other one. So
Probably, I guess. I mean, they're not going to be able to use the private property here. They don't want trucks on their property,
Yeah.
which is why they blocked off all that stuff there. But we'll see what we can do about holding off the roadway to make that exchange possible.
All right.
And go from there.
all right, I'll keep you
All right.
informed.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
5-9, go ahead.
Got the fairgrounds office on a phone. Hey.
said. So that's pretty 15 minutes out. Toast towing is really got. But they also have another truck coming.
Okay.
And to offload the items that they have in there. So they will likely have to shut down the road at least one lane, likely the eastbound lane to travel, while they offload the stuff into the next trailer. So they can move that stuff out. That'll be the only stoppage we should have. We can let westbound traffic move along and just stop eastbound.
Yep. That works for me, Ken.
Yep.
If we need to alternate, just let me know, and we'll switcheroo back and forth.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a little bit slow, and we can't use the private property because they don't like trucks over there anyway. So all I have to do is just kind of put them up front here would be the best way, I would say, rather than trying to block it up down there.
Helpful that he got through it.
Well,
Bottleneck
to the best, yeah. Because it doesn't look like he touched his truck, based on what I can tell. It was just all trailer.
Right. Yeah, it's never gonna end.
And his cargo is all like flat. It's like no more than 24 inches high up here.
What's he having there?
Just looking like rolls of something, some type of equipment. So, but yeah, it didn't damage any of it. Luckily for them, at least. I'm sure that's helpful.
Do you say GPS took him that way? Or
GPS.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, so usually what we get, he's been operating for about a year. I said, usually what usually happens is they're following their GPS and they didn't pay attention to the sign. Says, yeah, that's what happened. And until it was too late, and then bang.
I wonder if the big one went off, the big warning one went off or not.
If he went
That
past,
still doesn't matter.
Yeah, you still have to pay attention to the lights. I mean,
yeah, it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, no, he feels horrible about it. He's doing the best he can to deal with it. All right, I'm gonna head back to the cruiser.
Yeah, just let me know.
Yep.
5-9.
Yeah, let me go. My fault.